What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Tap In Podcast. Is your host, Hutch, and with me, as always, is Julius, and finally making his return to the podcast is Mateo. Man, welcome back. But
Thanks.
on today's... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying thanks.
It was to no fault of his own, people. I promise.
No fault. My man's busy making too much money. All right.
I wish.
On today's agenda, we've got, sadly, the Community Shield for some of us. Then our second half of our episode, we will be doing our predictions of this upcoming season, top 5 teams, breakout players, or any other players we think is going to do well or might not do so well. So, starting off, Julius, I'm incredibly sorry.
No.
But that was an absolute blowout. Come on, let it out, man. Let it out.
Guys, I was definitely a lot higher energy this morning, yelling at the TV and stuff. Basically for minute one, because the fastest goal in Community Shield history, Calafiori absolutely tore us open. I think it was Miles Lewis Skelly with like a reverse pass, something like that. All I know, it happened fast. I was not even home yet. And yeah, it was something. Me and Mateo were hanging out on Saturday, and so we had discussed, what could possibly happen. And, you corroborate this. This isn't revising history. I was not super confident. I told you I think we're gonna lose probably. But I was hoping that it was going to be a little bit closer, because we talked
2-0.
about it. Yeah, or 2-1. I expected a goal, fuck, but that did not happen. Well, there goes any chance of monetization. That was never going to happen. Anyways. Listen, it's all copium from here on out, guys. But yeah, I was expecting, a tough game. Obviously, we've been talking about transfer business. We got Anderson, but that's basically been it. Apart from that, it's been a bit of a talent drain, which, it's the end of an era. Pep left. There was the big ceremony. Bernardo left. Stones left. Stones scored on his debut for Inter, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. He scored 10 minutes into his debut. The boy still got it. And then, there's been all the uncertainty with Rodri, which we'll get to in a little bit, because that's something that broke right after the game. But yeah, it was just a shambles, guys. I don't know what else to say. Just defensively, so poor. Donnarumma, oh my God.
Worst game of his career, right there.
I'm not happy that we sold Trafford. That seemed like good business a little bit. Yeah, no. Because that first goal, okay, they hit us with before the game even started. But that second goal, dear God.
Oh yeah, it went off of him, right?
It went off of him. It got headed down into the ground and popped up right in front of him, but he got it like under his elbow, and then it slipped out, and then as he's falling, his big bald head slapped it into the goal, and I was like, what the is going on, guys? And then the third one, Odegaard gets it in. That Zola's guy, first off, from Arsenal, we got to give him credit.
Did he assist all 3 goals?
I think he got 2. I think he was involved with the build up for the third. I don't know. He looks like a player. I think they found their left wing solution. Vinny, no problem. But that third one, Odegaard basically goes past Diaz and Vardio, who both didn't have great games by any stretch, and Donnarumma, in a game of mental chess, thought he was going to do the quick.
It's been a while.
Yeah, no, Italy didn't make the World Cup, so he's just been sitting back and drinking, I don't know, aerosol spritz or whatever the fuck it's called. Aperol spritz. Yeah, I said aerosol or some shit. It's been a long day,
Arizona.
Guys. Yeah. It's fine. Listen, Donnarumma just sits his ass down because he thinks I got this. And Odegaard just hesitates and goes,
Yeah.
and then it's just like,
Jukes him out.
yeah. I think by the 58th minute, they had scored all 3 games. It felt like one of the longest games ever. Now, I don't want to be overreactionary. Obviously, I'm coming in with a little bit more energy than I usually do because, I'm rightfully a little bit frustrated. Let's talk about some of the players, y'all. Anderson, not looking so hot considering that price tag. All things considered, I think he was trying to do a little bit of sitting back, playing the 6, but then also trying to get forward and play the 8 and trying to play crosses. There were some really poor shots that weren't even remotely on target. There was one that was on target, but it's like, I don't know if it was him or Foden that like kind of fell as they were shooting, but it just had no power to it. Definitely, we need to see improvement. Foden, my guy. There was a lot of talk about Foden being potentially one of the main guys under Maresca. I don't see how. I mean, listen, I want to see the comeback. I remember we've talked about it. I bring it up every time I try to defend Foden, even when I'm trying to drag him down. It's not intentional. It's just the fact of the matter is he's kind of ghosted, or he has hit a wall. I don't know if it's mental, or if it's physical, what it might be, but he had the summer off. So you expect players, when they're left out of the squad, I expect this from Cole Palmer as well, they're going to try to hit the ground running because they have a point to prove. They need to prove to not just their teammates, to the nation, to the fans. They need to prove to themselves that they still have it at that level. He had an okay preseason. I think some content creators were hyping it up a bit much, considering the opposition we faced. I mean, we had 2 good teams in the K-League All-Stars, but it wasn't the most challenging, and he didn't do a whole lot. He didn't get a goal throughout the whole preseason. So if he's going to be the main guy, I need to see a lot more. And honestly, I was surprised that Cherky didn't get the start in his place or have both of them play. But at last, Cherky did come on in the second half, looked a little bit better. Still not great. Also had a very, at least he went to the World Cup, but he had a very underwhelming World Cup. Hardly played. So I expect a lot from him. And I'm surprised Maresca didn't play him. But, him along with a lot of other players just probably got back. But then in the second half, I don't know if Maresca just said, you know what? We already lost, but let me just start throwing on people. Why is Grealish on the field? What?
I didn't even know he was back there, man. I had no idea.
No. When I saw Grealish was there and then they took Doku off, apparently I think Doku
He's injured,
might have gotten
right?
knocked.
He's injured, yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's not anything serious, because if it is, then,
Jack Grealish back out there again. He's going to be back out there.
I hope he goes back to Everton. Sorry, Jack. And I saw some people, I don't know if it was copium or what, online saying, oh yeah, this felt like a bit of a send-off for Jack since he never properly got that. They could have released a YouTube video on City TV or whatever. I didn't need to see him on the field in order to have a proper send-off. He's been not playing for the team for like 2 years. That's fine with me. It was fun while it lasted, Jack. Bye.
Damn, really that cold?
Cold-hearted, man.
No,
Cold-hearted.
He was part of the treble season. I appreciate what he did. But at this point, it's like, no, but it's not even just that, guys. It's if we're gonna keep him, okay, it needs to be very clear that he's a squad piece and it's rotation. We'll see if we can get you minutes, Jack, because we're going through a major transition. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Jesus Christ, and we need to up the quality. It was apparent in the players that we brought on off the bench, and then what Arsenal were bringing on off the bench. Saka, Rice, who I was hoping, in my own bitter heart, that he was going to be out for a little bit longer.
No
who
chance.
else did they bring on? Who? Nkapie. They brought on
Zubamendi.
Like, look at that quality. Those are all starters.
You guys brought on a starter,
Might be a Chelsea
two
starter
starters.
soon.
Gahey
We brought on Gahey.
In Turkey, that's
In
two
Turkey.
starters. Well, Turkey should be a starter, but
Turkey should have been a starter. Why was Kovacic in the starting lineup?
that is an excellent question.
We brought on Nico G, and there was reports that Nico G is below Kovacic on the order. Guys, Kovacic is older than us. Like, well, James, you're still young, but me and Mateo are in our 30s. Why are you starting? I understand it was a preseason, and trust me, I could be worse. I could be much more reactive, but I understand this was a preseason game, but this was an opportunity to say
silverware.
Not even that. I didn't care. Like I said, I didn't expect us to win. I wanted us to look at least competitive because,
like us.
Hey, maybe we'll see. With your 17-year-old, you never know. You guys also have had a bit of a talent drain, but anyways, I digress. I was hoping that we were at least going to look competitive and at least give a proper fight, score some goals, something. There was hardly any service to Haaland. Semenyo had a great preseason. He actually did have a great preseason. But he was primarily playing on the left since Doku was out with the birth of his child. And, he went a lot farther than Semenyo did in the World Cup. So Semenyo was on the left in preseason, was back on the right here, where I don't even know. Switch it up, change it up, Maresca, because is this, Mateo, tell me, is this what I have to expect for the rest of the year? Oh, fun.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, so no, like realistically, he's not Amram in that he's stuck in a formation or a way of playing, and he kind of just shoehorns players into the system. He's
solutions
tactical.
based, right?
Yes, he's a tactical.
Okay.
He will find a solution when you need a solution, but
we saw in the Club World Cup. So
yes,
that's what I was kind of expecting.
In other games, right? Like you had that Arsenal game we had where we went down 10 men, and it was like a breakout game for Reece James in the midfield, and so he finds solutions when we need solutions. It's the places where you're gonna feel it the most are gonna be games that you're supposed to win, right?
Yeah.
It's the low blocks. It's the scrappy wins. Those are the ones that are really gonna frustrate you with Maresca. He does.
That's when I'm gonna get frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Brother, this is a community shield. To be fair, if you're frustrated now, I can't.
Oh, it's gonna be a long season.
What are you gonna do when you lose the cup?
It's gonna be a long season. You know what I mean?
Like,
it's gonna be a long season.
Like we lost to Leeds when we had just gotten to top 2 last season. I think it was right before. Yeah. And Leeds and Chelsea have a history, and it's a whole ordeal, and it's stuff like that. And granted, it's not the same, right? Chelsea, Maresca wasn't Chelsea's problems, but Maresca wasn't making things better sometimes, right? So this is a totally different thing. Enzo is a good coach, but
I'm starting to see it.
You're not gonna get Pep. This isn't gonna be Pep.
I know.
2023, 2022.
I'm aware.
He ain't got that super brain.
Right. Yeah.
But he's bald.
But he's bald. I know.
And he looks like him.
Yeah.
This was a terrible showing for sure. But you guys,
absolutely.
A lot of questionable. I think Kuzanov was on the
as a right back as well, which was giving nothing going forward. Right. Absolutely nothing going forward.
You need somebody dynamic on the right, and I don't know that he's him.
Nunez he didn't even play, I don't think.
No, he didn't play at all. I don't know if he picked up a knock or what happened, but he was active during the World Cup. As far as I know, he's not going anywhere. I don't know if I'm assuming it was a knock in training, or they wanted to see. Because I think that's something else that we had discussed, Mateo, that I could see them potentially start trying to transition to a back 3 at some point, because I feel like we have some of the center backs to actually do it. Vardiol being a left back, center back hybrid, Kusanov having that recovery pace, putting him as a right center back, and then Gahey or Stones in the not Stones,
Ruben
Gahey
Diaz.
or Diaz, in the middle. So I thought maybe that's what they were going to try to do, and O'Reilly was going to bomb forward like he was so successful doing last year. But I really didn't see him getting all that involved. When Rico Lewis did come on, that was another one of our subs who featured very prominently in the preseason friendlies. He gave us some dynamism. Dynamism. Still can't say it right. You know what I mean. He was dynamic.
You said it right.
All right. He was dynamic, but ultimately, it just wasn't enough from so many people. And honestly, I feel like, yes, you guys are right. This is a preseason game. You do get a trophy, but Maresca also said it in the build up to this game. This is a competitive game. This is a taster. This is a curtain raiser. Some of the people on the broadcast were saying, for the rest of the season. This is if we would have gone out and been dominant or at least given them some fight, it would have been like, hey, Arsenal, we recognize you won this time, but you're on notice. We're going to be on your ass. That's what I would have liked to see. But ultimately, all I can take from it at the end of the day, it being a preseason friendly, or not really, but you know what I mean. It being preseason, I think the players and the fans rightfully should be upset and angry with this performance. And they got to use this as motivation because, like, what did you tell me, Mateo? Nice guys don't win necessarily. When we were talking about Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
We need to be bastards a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've had some of that, but, I still feel like we weren't the nastiest motherfuckers out.
You don't win games with hugs and kisses.
Exactly, exactly. So I think this should be definitely a nice wake-up call, without a doubt. And we're right after the game. We found out that Rodri signed for Barcelona.
87 million.
If he has to leave, I'd rather him go to Barcelona than Real Madrid.
100%. You took the words out of my mouth.
I'm
okay with it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a Rodri jersey. Don't worry. But Barcelona was my first love, so I have no problem with that. It would have really, really hurt me to see both Bernardo and Rodri at Real Madrid. So this is definitely and Cucurella. It could get very spooky, but hopefully he beats Real Madrid's ass regularly, and that'll make my heart warm. But this should also be a wake up call to the board as well, because going back to the point about the difference in bench quality, the depth that we have. Clearly, we don't got it. We need to. I mean, think about it. But no, seriously, think about what we brought on Jack Grealish, guys. Okay.
I mean, I guess, but
no.
Look,
dude. What's our midfield? What is our midfield right now? Kovacic, Anderson. Okay, he's big money signing.
Sure.
Turkey as a 10, Foden as a 10.
Nico Gonzalez,
if he plays. Tijani Reinders went to Saudi.
Fuck it,
Rodri just left. Bernardo just left.
Put Gahey on at DM.
It might listen. That might become a thing. Rico Lewis can play CM. We can potentially move Nico O'Reilly into CM. That's where he played as a cam. I think in the developmental
Nico
squad.
O'Reilly at DM or CM, and then put Gavardia at left back.
This ain't FIFA. You can't just.
Why not?
Listen, I'm all for it. I love adding new play styles and adding on new roles and stuff, but it's not quite that simple. But for me, this is a wake up call to the board. Let's get the Buati deal done. Rodri's gone. Okay, we know for a fact Rodri is gone. Get Buati done. Yes, he's an 18-year-old. He's not going to be ready to play every single game right off the top. But let's get Buati done, and then let's move on to the next target. Because now I expect movement in the next 2 weeks. No, for real. I see your face, Mateo. I need movement in the next 2 weeks.
You said Buati, and you said you need another target. Who's that target?
Oh, well, 100%. Enzo? Well, maybe. God. Why? They're trying to turn this into Chelsea. Oh, no. That smile.
What's wrong with Enzo, man?
He's a bastard and he's a racist, and I don't want him near my club. But if a bastard is required, then I guess that's a bastard we're gonna have, because that is not who I want. I want to see some other targets, please, for the love of God. But the noise around Enzo and the timeline and all that stuff, huh?
Was it Andy Warren? No.
Wharton, yeah. Great midfielder. Kone from France during the World Cup did a job at the six. Listen, we just sold we've sold players to Barcelona before, Ferran Torres, and I think they still haven't paid us completely. Give us somebody that listen. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were naming all the depth that Barcelona will have in midfield now. Sell us anybody. I'll take Frankie de Jong with one leg. I don't care. He's a quality player. Give us him. Give us Bernal. We got money to spend,
this
guys.
This is in FIFA, man. You can't just
Listen, you throw enough money, you might be able to. But at the end of the day, I mean, okay. Crash out over, but Arsenal played a great game. I don't think we can. We've derided them quite a bit in last
Julius,
season.
Hold on, let me. Maybe I can help with some of this, because I feel like we're comparing apples and oranges when we're talking about Arsenal and City, right?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to give them credit.
Arsenal's at the end
of a project. Right? I agree.
You guys are just starting one.
I agree, and I think it's going to be a hard adjustment for some City fans, myself included, because we've been spoiled. But yeah, we absolutely have.
I also don't think it helped that the beginning of the rebuild started with you guys getting second in the league.
The beginning of the rebuild
last season or this season?
I'd say last season.
Yeah,
was
but
the beginning.
It was a transition. A lot of those guys were moving out.
Yeah,
but
you lost a lot of players,
overdue.
so it's you almost have to wipe the accolades of the past clean when you have so many players that were so important to the team, even towards the end of their careers. That's like, this really is
a hard reset.
Raji leaving, even though he didn't have the best season last season.
No, but
is going to be
seismic. It's going to be massive.
I think though. One, you don't learn anything from winning. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
The window's still open. I think there's still 2 more weeks, right? A lot of business can happen in 2 weeks. A lot of business that's probably already happening, and
behind the scenes.
Maresca has done things where he will. I've felt in the past that he has thrown matches to provide proof he needs something.
I remember that conversation last year. There was a game
right before.
Was it against United?
It was Leeds. It was the Leeds game. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Where sometimes it felt like, because we were on a hot streak at the beginning of the year. We were doing really well, right? Relatively, especially with how much Chelsea, for some reason, always gets, no matter how good they look in the preseason, they're never rated.
It's the preseason.
I know, but
it's a warm up.
We were starting. People were starting to say things like, "Oh, is Chelsea in a title race?"
Yeah, I remember.
We were about to start the winter season, and all of a sudden we went on a loss of games in December. And I was like, "How did we shift so massively from being so, I don't want to say dominant, but we had such good form, to just absolutely throwing it all away?" And I was like, "Well." One thing he wanted at the beginning of the season was a center back.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And Blue Coat didn't give him that. And maybe he sees him getting more from a loss than from a win. If they win, they get a dish.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and then that's it. And then the board's gonna be like, "What do you need? What do you need another midfielder for? What do you need Budati for? What do you need X and Y for?"
Yeah.
Now, if he's on the other side, looking shallow here and there, he can say, "Look, guys," and maybe in his mind, a community shield doesn't mean anything. It's like a political piece. So that's why I think, like, you can't you can't necessarily pick the bones out of this one exactly, especially with him. He's all about mind games and playing behind people's backs and sneaking around and he's not gonna sneak into
Hey,
a Madrid
listen,
job.
we paid hush money to you.
It.
Shut up and take your money. Shut up and take the 10 million.
I didn't get none of that money. I'm not shush.
No, you're right. Maybe so. You think it's a little bit of 4D chess? It very well could be, but I hope
it's so frustrating, and it's
for sure.
But like
because it sets the tone going forward. It could very well have been a definitive performance where we could have said, "Listen, we understand that we're in a transition. We've seen this with Fergie. Moyes struggled. Arsenal, when they lost Arsene Wenger, your boy, the Villa coach, Emery struggled, and they ran him out of there. It was going to be tough no matter what to transition from someone with as big of a personality and who has won as much silverware as a Pep Guardiola. Maresca, it was going to be hard no matter what. It's not a complete head loss. I think that there's going to need to be some tinkering. We're going to need to bring in more bodies. The last thing I'll say about this Community Shield, something I saw that helped give me a little bit of copium. 2021, 2022, we didn't win the Community Shield. We won the league. 22-23, we didn't win the Community Shield. We won a treble. 23-24, we didn't win the Community Shield. We won the league 4 in a row. So
I don't think you want to use that logic on me, guy. Because I got those coincidences out the ass for this season for us.
I will take what I can get. It's been a day, okay?
I'll take it.
Fair enough.
I agree.
I was recovering from what we did on Saturday. All right.
All right. Moving into our next topic, the predictions. First, we're going to do our top 5. Mateo, who is your top 5 predictions at the end of next season?
Question. Do we want to do place by place, or do we just want to go 1 through 5?
Who do you think is winning the league to who is coming in 5th place?
Okay.
Mateo, who you got?
I want to say what I want to say, but I feel like I'm going to be called. But hey. I don't. Okay. Probably Arsenal. Arsenal. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did it this year. I'm just saying. I know that you don't win, in the preseason, but man, the things that have happened from the end of last season to today, like every single thing that Chelsea fans were complaining about have pretty much been handled. There were complaints about buying children. We bought geezers. There were complaints about the left wings. We got Rodgers. There's complaints about not having enough midfielders. We're in talks about getting 2 more here soon, depending on what you guys end up doing.
Yeah. Who do you think you're gonna get? By the way, we haven't talked.
I heard links to Zubimendi, and then I heard that
Miles Lewis Skelly.
What we didn't want him. They offered him to us. I know. But they offered him. Go ahead.
Sorry, that was one other note that I had taken about the game. Why on earth are Arsenal trying to shop out Miles Lewis Skelly to you guys, United basically anybody that wants him? He played almost the full game, and he was excellent.
Great, yeah.
I digress.
He'd be great. I would take him. I would absolutely take him. I mean, whatever. I've heard a bunch of other links. One of them, Zubimendi, I've heard, and then for the other one, they haven't named anyone at all. Like, there's no links for the other position, so I'm not really sure who that's gonna be. We complained about not having a world-class coach. We got a world-class coach.
So
manager,
first place?
I should say manager, right?
First place.
What's that? I'm saying
that's your realistic first place?
I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we won it all. That's all I'm saying. I think Arsenal's probably first place.
Okay. So are you giving yourself second place or?
No, but I'm giving myself. I'm not.
So where are they going to finish?
Good point.
Right. Tell me what at the end of the season in May, June.
I want to say.
What is it going to say on the table?
Fuck it. Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Spurs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. United.
Okay.
Sorry, Villa. I don't blame you, man. You guys haven't done the moves. You guys haven't bought anybody. You guys haven't made big splashes, and you guys have Europe. Like y'all are. And honestly,
it's hard to make splashes when you're hamstrung.
True, but
Onana, I don't think you can underestimate how much Onana getting that ACL tear is gonna affect their season. The Tielemans thing, that release clause, I can't believe there was a release clause that cheap.
Yeah,
but that both of them coupled together, that's tough. That's
like you guys struggled with the Europa League last season, and well, you had struggles, right? You had towards the end, you guys had to pick between the Europa League and the Premier League, and you guys dropped a bunch. Now you're talking about the Champions League. Yeah, you remember towards the end of the season, y'all's form started to drop because we were thinking, and then you guys have people. We were saying you guys are like saving players. You guys
that last day, hey, you whooped us.
You guys got what you got, right? But
third place. I mean, that's solid.
I know, but remember, you guys were close. You guys were in a title race.
We were there.
And
but everybody got injured.
The gap in between 1, 2, and 3 at one point was a schism, and that schism is what saved you towards the end of the season. Because once you guys started having knocks and injuries, you guys didn't have the depth. You guys, I thought you guys were gonna purchase a lot more players. I thought you guys were gonna back Unai Emery for the Champions League. I thought you guys were gonna go all the way with it, but I don't know. We'll see. I would love to see because. And I'm back and forth because I feel like United is in the same boat, where they had a horrible first half of the year, and then Carrick came in and kind of pretty much fixed everything. But again, you guys were
reset.
Reset. You guys were one game a week, and now you guys have Champions League. But who really,
2 games a week?
They've gotten 2 big names.
Oh, you're talking about Man United.
Man United, sorry. So that's why I was like back and forth between the two. I think with United though, there's maybe a little bit more like enthusiasm. Where I feel like at Villa, you guys might be a little fatigued. I don't know. That was my only thought process. But I'm a United hater, so I'd love to see y'all at the top 5. But that's what I'm thinking. And then Spurs, the reason I put them up so high, even though I don't really rate them like as a team, I guess, is like De Zerbi, right? They have splashed the money.
A lot.
They can't.
So much money.
So much money. They're also one game a week, which can hurt you or can help you, but I think is going to help them. They got Tonali in there. I feel like they're going to be the wild card. Where if they don't make it to top 5 and they're not going to make it to the bottom, they're not going to be in the bottom half this season. But. Yeah,
you never know, man.
That's my crazy. I mean, none of this means anything, but like that's my crazy guy.
Who's their striker, man? I don't know.
Fair point. I think
they just lost Jed Spence.
Might not be their striker for long. There's Osimhen talks. Arsenal were linked, but apparently Spurs are trying to insert themselves. I don't know why nobody moved for Osimhen seasons ago. He's been in Turkey doing nothing.
Hey, Julius, who's your top 5?
I mean, I feel where you're coming from, Mateo, and I've told you I'm feeling you guys this year. I have faith in Xabi Alonso. I think he's a great coach. I don't think you guys are gonna go all the way. I think Arsenal might have a little bit too much for everybody. Obviously, I felt that way before today, but even more so today, Bruno Guimaraes. I don't think you can underestimate the fact that he is both. He's in for a tackle. He can play a line breaking pass, and that's depth or a partner to Rice, who already is one of the best midfielders probably in the world. So I do think Arsenal are going to possibly do it again. Now in some of the things that I've been listening and reading recently, they've never retained a title in their history. Even when they were invincible, they've never retained a title. So it would be a first, but for a long time it was second again. We can't sing that now. So I think they might. I think everything is open in the fact that there's so many new managers. I think if they don't take the
Wait,
league
I
by
didn't
the
even say
scruff of
Liverpool. I totally forgot about them. That's my bad. Oh well.
yeah. You said that's why I was confused. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. But I think Spurs is gonna be up there, but Liverpool probably should be up there. I
Okay,
totally blanked on them. Oh
all
well,
right.
fuck it.
No.
I'll
I
stick
feel
with
you.
it.
I do agree with you. Spurs have done a lot of business, but back to my list. Arsenal, I think they've done enough in the window. Obviously, they didn't get the big money Vinny signing. Zolas looks like a player though,
Mm-hmm.
and if I think Martinelli is saying that he doesn't want to leave, he's come in on flashes, and he's been able to contribute even if it's not necessarily a goal scoring machine. I think Arsenal are going to do it again potentially. I think Chelsea will be in second. I think there's going to be a big leap in terms of your standings this year. I do believe in Jabi Alonso. I think it was primarily a Madrid problem, not a Jabi Alonso problem. Last season, he did incredible things with he broke the monopoly of Bayern Munich in the German league, who is them and PSG. Those leagues are. It's almost certain that the big teams are going to win there, and he was able to break that up. So I do think Chelsea are going to be a problem going forward. Some of the business you've done have been incredible. I think Morgan Rogers is really good. Sanchez has only improved.
Palestra,
I think it's gonna be good.
I'm so high on Palestra, bro. Palestra looks such a good good
okay.
baller, plays on both sides.
We're gonna have to watch a game. I haven't seen
bro.
it. You're feeling it.
I'm not mad at it.
Okay. And then I think we're going to come in third. I think Man City will be in third this year. Clearly, it's a transition. I think there's going to be some growing pains, as we said. It also depends on the business that we are able to accomplish in the next 2 weeks. But, it's going to be a transition. It's going to be a drop-off inevitably. Now, that's not a big drop-off if it's going from second to third, but, maybe it's opium as well. I don't know. But I think we still have enough quality in that squad that we can absolutely put on a couple good runs, beat some of the top opponents. I'm not completely lost despite, the first 20 minutes of this podcast. Fourth, I think Liverpool are going to make a big jump. I think not even a big jump because where did they finish last year? Fifth? Sixth?
Fifth? No.
Were they in eighth? They're in Champions League this year, right?
I thought they were fifth. Yeah,
they were fifth. Okay, so I think they're going to go up another space. That's not quite, that's not super significant, but I think Andoni Iraola is a good manager. I think he did a great job at Bournemouth, losing players constantly, and then was still able to maintain the standard over there. And then let's not forget that they won the league 2 years ago. Last year, that summer, we all were, it was a coronation where we were basically saying, this is theirs to lose, basically. They spent so much money. They have Wirtz, they have Isak. Ekitike was a surprise package. They still need to figure out some things in the midfield, I feel like.
In the back.
In the back, maybe Van Dijk is getting older. That Jacquet guy, we don't know how good he is because, like we've talked about before,
he's a young guy. He's not.
For sure.
He's there to be a study for Van Dijk.
100%.
He's not a splash maker.
Yeah, but we never know because there are some hits and there are some misses from the French league. So there are quality players that come from there. There's some. You're scarred from the bad business you guys have done in the French league. We've had a couple of hits, like one or two, but we'll take it.
Well, Maxime Lacroix is French. That's something.
Yeah. But you got him from Crystal Palace. He's bedded into the league. He's been there for a while. But and that's actually another big reason why I think you guys are going to look better defensively.
Our three in the pack. Think about it.
Okay.
Levi
Hold
Colwell,
on.
James,
Let me finish. Liverpool, I think, also the loan signing of Araujo or whatever, the Uruguayan guy from Barcelona. He fell out of favor over there. There's definitely a reason, but I remember him being good many years ago. So hopefully it's better than Konate. Konate was very error prone. So I do think that they're going to be able to solidify and make use of, even though they haven't done a whole lot of business this summer, they did massive amount of business the summer before and were already league winning, and all that stuff. So I think they're gonna kick on and improve. And then I think in fifth, Man United. I similar. I think they are gonna struggle a little bit with Europe, but I do like some of the business they made. Your boy Tielemans, James. I like Andre Santos. I think he's a great 8. I could see them doing a little bit more business. Why is nobody else taking Miles Lewis Skelly? We had Espor on last week, and he said that he feels like they need another 1 to 2 midfielders just for depth, because when you're playing in all these competitions, ultimately it doesn't matter how great your starting 11 is. It's about who you could bring in off the bench, who you could bring in midweek if you want to go far in all these competitions. So I think Man United are capable of it. I think it's going to continue to stabilize under Carrick. And yeah, I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a bit of a resurgence from some of the big teams that have fallen off over the last couple of years. But that's my 5.
All right, I appreciate no faith in my team this next season.
I'm sorry,
sorry, brother.
It's too many outgoings.
No, I get it.
It's the Champions Leagues, and it's like I really thought y'all were gonna go nutty. Like y'all bought Garnacho, guy.
That
we didn't buy him.
Okay, you got him
paying for that.
It's loans.
You're on a loan where apparently
you guys are still paying for that.
Impossible.
You guys man still getting paid.
Look, listen, y'all got him on a loan.
They still paying for it.
Well, true. Well, you guys are splitting his.
You're probably covering.
But
it's 80-20, man.
But apparently it's gonna be almost impossible for y'all not to hit the quota for you guys to be forced to buy. So
yeah, probably.
You all basically bought him, and bro kicked his kid out of his house. So
Did he really?
Yeah, you need to look up that whole drama. That guy, you know how I've always given him a benefit of the doubt.
No, this is the Enzo Fernandez thing, bro.
Enzo Fernandez loves his kid, and he's a good husband, and he's a good father.
He's a good
Enzo. We'll
talk later. Okay,
I didn't know. Maybe I don't know about that because I don't know that he ever kicked his baby
maybe
mama
not that
and
extreme.
his kid out of the house. That's what I'm saying.
What happened with Garnacho? Tell me the truth, man.
He's with his model who he's apparently like obsessed with, and I guess his baby mama and his kid were living in his house, and he kicked them out. And the baby mama went to Instagram and left the whole thing about it, and then he had to delete.
And now Garnacho's off of social media.
Yeah, he deleted his.
He deleted
Instagram.
everything.
It took so long to find the dread picture for the clip last week. Oh, buddy, yeah, that makes sense then. Okay. Anyways.
All right. My top 5, like you both said, Arsenal number 1. I don't. So
you know what? Hold on. Let me make one quick comment about that, about Arsenal. Arsenal, there's a few changes to the rules this season that should cut down on a lot of shithousery from Arsenal. That really helped them quite a lot. They are still, in my opinion, not robust in their attack. They're still an amazing defensive team, but their attack, I'm not super convinced. And I don't remember how they were I'm just saying, like, one of the biggest criticisms that we all had with Arsenal was that they didn't have enough creativity. Not enough of their goals came from free play. A lot of it was corners and shithousery. A lot of it was just like waiting in the back. And there's a solid chance that it's not. I know it's Arsenal. For me, it's Arsenal number 1 because they won it before. He's gonna give that respect. And then obviously they had that game today. But
I was gonna say all 3 of those were open play.
I know, but y'all.
But I understand what you mean.
Sporadic, and you guys were missing passes, and y'all were all over the place. I don't think that they were amazing. I think that you guys were spastic. But I just wanted to say that because I feel like we have Arsenal as a shoe-in, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody completely else. Anyways,
out of respect for the champions, I have to have them as a shoe-in.
Exactly,
that's fair. We all 3 of us did.
Yes,
their defense is just so superior.
Yeah,
and they added in Guimaraes, which is a great signing. So give them the respect. Number 2. I'm actually going to give it to Man United at coming in second place.
Okay.
because they ended their second half of the season was fantastic. Carrick brought in a spark that they absolutely needed, and they added in my boy Tielemans, which I think is going to help open up everything for them because it already is in preseason. He's been making some great passes.
Even after losing to Amram's.
I did like seeing that. I love seeing that. I love that for Amram. I was like, yeah, way to stick it to him, man.
Well,
way to get back.
Amram's hasn't looked good.
But like we said earlier,
in
preseason game.
I know.
It's preseason.
You're right.
The preseason games don't really mean much. I mean, they mean a little bit. You want to, coaches trying to figure out who works and who doesn't, but we're not there yet. So I think with the additions that they had, they can make it to the second spot. Now in third, we're gonna go with Chelsea because of my boy. I think he's gonna bring all the gold.
All your players. You're just gonna be celebrating every
I'm celebrating
week,
all my players, man. No, hold on. I think you guys got a better coach this time around. I think Xabi Alonso, like you said, Julius, it was a Real Madrid problem, and it was all those egos, and his ego was just not bigger than theirs, which is why they got Mourinho this time around. And I think he got the players that he wanted. I feel like he went to the board or whoever and was like, I want this, 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 and this. And the board was like, all right, we got you. We're going to give you this. And then he got it.
And I'm playing my system.
Exactly. So they're going to play his system with 3 in the back. And it's going to, I think, top 3. It could go second too. But I'm giving him third. Now, fourth, I'm not putting Tottenham in there. I'm not doing that. It's too drastic of a flip. You can't just come bottom of the. It probably has.
It has.
You guys know better than me.
Leicester got promoted and then won it the next season. Anything can happen.
That's fair.
But that's winning and winning.
That's like once in a lifetime type of thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying from bottom of the table to top 5.
I mean, it's possible, but I just feel like they were so horrible.
No, I agree.
Last season, and I don't even know who the coach is, if I'm being honest.
De Zerbi.
Yeah,
De Zerbi. I think that plays a major part as well. We're all high on the fact that it's De Zerbi. Yeah, we saw him at Brighton. He was great, but this guy crashes out. Don't be surprised if by January it's not De Zerbi
if
anymore.
Things aren't going
and then they
well.
Go into free fall again.
That's a good point. But on the other hand, he did do what 2 other coaches couldn't do in that same season with less time. He kept Spurs up.
Yeah, he kept them up. Yeah.
That's
which
fair.
is like almost impossible, especially with, I think they had a couple of crazy injuries. What's his name on the left? Who like completely broke his leg.
Or Kulusevski?
No.
On the left,
winger on the left wing. Tell? Fuck. What's his name?
I'm just naming Spurs players. Tell. Kulusevski, Madison. Who?
Left winger.
Oh, Xavi Simmons.
Yeah,
Xavi Simmons. Yeah,
Dutch?
He lost Xavi.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he pulled out a miracle.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
West Ham also shot the bed.
Yeah,
so,
that too.
Which helped them.
They shot the bed, but I don't know. They had some good. They had some games where we were like, ooh, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
I think they can make top 10. They can reach that past top 10 with all this money. But I mean, throwing money at the problem doesn't always fix it. So we have to.
You're right.
I was just saying we have to wait and see. I'm
Sometimes
not giving them that big of a jump. That's a huge, ginormous jump.
So who's your 4th?
So 4th, I'm going to have to go with Liverpool, I think. Yeah. No, Man City. I'm sorry. Man City. I completely forgot about Man City.
I thought you were just going to completely exclude me, and I was going to say, I
completely forgot. Man City, 3 or 4. You guys lost all your veteran, not all of them, but you guys,
a lot
key
of
players. And you guys do have a lot of young talent, but you got a new coach who's going to have to figure out who works where. And, today did not inspire a lot of confidence. I do think if you figure out the right combination, your defense could be really good. With Ruben Diaz, Gvardiol, and Gahey, if you play just 3 in the back with just them and put O'Reilly somewhere in this midfield, that could be good. That could be great. That could work out beautifully.
Do a 3-4-3.
You thinking wouldn't he be more of like a wing back, or do you see him
a wing back or as a part of a double pivot? How when we won the treble, what happened was Stones Stones and Rico Lewis were playing as right backs, and they started inverting and playing as a double pivot with Rodri, and that let the 8 and the 10 go forward and push up. We basically won with a 3-4-3. I'm hoping we do something similar to that, which is basically what you guys are going to be doing. So
if you find the right combination, they're definitely I think they'll be up there regardless. But it's because you guys have a very talented team.
We just got to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, you just got to find out the right combination. And see, even I don't know if I want to put us in 5th, but I think out of respect for my own team, I had to put us in 5th.
Do it. Emery's
Unai Emery's an incredible coach. He's a like.
It's the faith in Unai Emery. He's a great coach. He
can figure things out. Yeah, he fixes players.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
No,
it didn't really work. James Sancho's not on the team right now, so I guess we'll see.
He's too far gone. But he did it with Nicholas Jackson looked his best under Unai Emery and was a Villarreal.
Villarreal,
yeah. So Rashford made his
which,
comeback
by the way,
there.
I take it back. I don't want y'all taking Jackson anymore. He looks actually good.
Last week I told them, him and Espor, I was like, that's our signing. If we need to make a signing, is him.
No, don't take Jackson. Don't take Jackson. He's actually good. He's actually good.
One other point.
Delap's really good.
But I think you guys are trying to sell him too. But one other thing that we forgot to all mention during the United, wherever we put them,
Rashford. We forgot.
I think Rashford is low key. Espor wasn't too high on him, but I do feel like Rashford, coming off like a rejuvenation season at Barcelona, it's unfortunate that they didn't decide to buy him. But I feel like there's still a player there. I think he could be good for them. So
he played well for enough for Barcelona and England. But for Aston Villa, the loss, so many losses. Let me tell you, I was taking just punch after punch. Tielemans went first. I was like, I didn't even see that coming. I was just like, oh, my heart. And like a week later, Rodgers was gone. I was like, oh. And then it was like, Onana's out for probably the whole season. I was like, ugh.
That's devastating.
But we did sign Manzambi. We did get João Gomez. And as much as I dislike it, we did get Garnacho. And I can only hope that Unai Emery works his magic for... Hey, I saw earlier today, Sharky on SDS, he said he's his breakout player of the year, which I thought was
Garnacho?
Crazy. Yeah, I was like, you reaching with that one, but hey, I hope so. But
if you guys play a transitionary style of football, which might be what you guys end up doing, I think you guys did a little bit more of like, you guys kind of balanced it out a lot last season, where you guys did a lot of possession when you needed, and then you did a lot of transitionary when you needed it. I think if you use him for just his pace, then you might get work out of him. But he's not going to track back. He's not going to defend. He's not going to dribble past an opponent.
I think he might work best. He might work best coming on as a sub when we're down like
he's
a
great.
goal.
He's a great
Impact
great. All of his
player.
goals were like pointless goals when he came off the bench.
We're down one with like 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
and we need offense.
You have to outrun Garnacho when he's fresh. Yeah, like I can see that.
But he's 23, so I'm hoping.
Man, he's so young.
And he's been hope he stopped being an asshole too in real life. Yeah. So let's hope that stop with the dreads and all that.
Look, if you and I can get him to bring his Instagram back and his kids taken care of better, then we'll see him as a breakout.
One last thing about Onana is a big loss when it comes to our defense. He like I said all last season, he was a big pillar there at the DM spot. He was not primary defender, but he helped shut down Haaland in that game we won in the beginning of the season. He's good at helping, tracking back, slide tackles, all that, denying crosses into the box because he's 6'5". He's
a big guy.
Now
big guy,
it won't
big guy.
be the same, but Patrick Lindelof at the end of last season, Emery put him in at DM, and he played relatively well back then. He wasn't as good as Onana, but he was great tracking back on defense, making the occasional pass up front. And I think if you put him in there and have Kanza and Tyrone Mings or Pau Torres, whichever, we could have solid defense. That was the same defense we had last season, though, and it wasn't always the most reliable. So, here's the hoping.
What worries me about you guys is Europe. I feel like with all these injuries and with all these players leaving, I think you guys are going to be spread very, very thin. So it might come to a point where he has to prioritize one or the other. And the fact of the matter is,
still 2 weeks left or a week and a half. Hopefully
they get somebody,
but this regulation PSR bullshit is really annoying, especially to Villa and Newcastle. Newcastle got it worse than every fucking body this past season. Everybody got
They're liquidating. Their owners is just straight up liquidating that team.
Yeah.
That kind of happened to us, and it's just like we're not allowed to spend a ton of money like the top 6 teams are. Like, it's ridiculous that Tottenham finishes 17th and is able to spend $400 million, and we're not allowed to do that at all.
Bro,
we finished 4th, dude, and they finished damn near last.
They have Beyonce at their stadium every other weekend.
Every other weekend.
I know that's the reasoning. People are like, they make a lot of money, but who cares, man? We play better than they do.
Yeah, no, it's not fair in terms of that, because
we've been making money. Yeah. We're like one of 2 teams this past season that had a profit.
Wow, and still
we're not allowed to spend as much money as.
I saw something, and I don't know the specifics, but I heard something about they're changing the rules again, and it's not going to be PSR. They have a new acronym, it's going to be supposedly a little bit better or easier on some teams. We'll see. I don't know.
Why can't there just be a salary cap and that be it? If they needed regulations.
Yeah, but some of these
salary, like a transfer cap or something.
Like in the NBA or the NFL, per season, a team is only allowed to spend this much money. Like, for example, this past season, the salary cap for the NFL was like $260 million. And that's per season, that's how much a team has to be spending on their players per season.
I think the problem is that the Premier League wants to protect their product, because if they were to do a salary cap, then I think there would be a massive talent of some of the highest, some of the best players to some other leagues. But which 100%. Other leagues could actually pay that? Maybe it would really just be Bayern, PSG, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Am I missing anybody apart from we're the big money spenders, and I think. That's why I don't, unless the salary cap was really, really high. I don't know, but yeah, something better has to be.
It's just not possible. Very fair.
James, what do you see as success for your team this season with everything you know? What's a successful season for you?
I'd say making either champs or Europa League.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. No silverware? You're not expecting any silverware?
Study the ship.
Maybe I think we could go do pretty well for the FA Cup or what's the other one?
Carabao
Cup. One of those 2. I think we could get pretty far for it, because I'm sure Arsenal, Man City, Man United, they're all gonna maybe focus more on Premier League and Champions League, and we'll probably be like, we're not gonna win the Premier League, so we'll just focus on these other tournaments, maybe something like that. But yeah, that's my top 5. Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, and us. A little optimism there at the end.
Villa.
Coventry to win it all.
All right.
Wait, hold on. One last thing, really quick. All right, I had a little bit of a conspiracy. I want to know what you guys think about this. But I think one of the shrewdest moves this transfer season has actually come from you, Julius. Y'all overpaying.
Oh my God.
For what's his name?
Anderson?
Elliot Anderson.
Okay.
Has fucked the transfer plans.
Here we go.
Because that happened, Morgan Rogers goes for $1 million more.
Bro,
a week later.
Nobody could do the things that they thought they were going to do.
No.
Everybody's so much more expensive.
I'm going to shut the shit down. Listen,
and
Gordon for $80 million. Gordon for $80 million is what inflated the whole damn thing. Before we got Anderson, Anderson was already he was first in all those freaking metrics. I've seen like 15,000 graphics about how great of a player he was at Nottingham Forest. We needed midfield depth. Man United wanted him. We outbid him. Sorry, fuck off. Buy Morgan Rogers. You want him? You got to pay money. Okay. It wasn't
asking
us
for 130 at one point.
For what?
Morgan Rogers.
You should have probably held out. They're stupid enough to actually pay it. But no, I've heard that a million times.
To be fair, it was a trade deal, so
and not just that. If you want to go down that route, you just like seeing me crash out. I love you, but I realize I didn't miss you on this podcast. Okay, no, I did. But listen, Rice, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, all for $100 million within the last 2-3 years. Inflation exists, bro. And so don't tell me that 115, 100, no, it's not 115, 116.
It's affecting them.
It's going to go up regardless, okay? Yeah, Strait of Hormuz fucked up the transfer market. So fuck you, okay? No. All right. I think we all played a part, okay?
100%. Not me. I ain't playing no part.
I think Gordon set the whole thing off. Him going for 80, I think everybody got inflated, and then for midfielders, unfortunately, yeah, we might have pushed it up a little bit, but I think the whole market was going to go crazy.
I'm chilling because we got a bunch of players, and they're all going to make a profit just because the market's inflated. So,
bro, we sold Reinders for a profit. He was a flop. He was a flop. Reinders, Johnny Reinders.
Johnny Reinders.
One season.
Yep.
Didn't work out. We sold him for a profit. This market is ridiculous.
All right.
Let's end this episode with who we think is going to be a breakout star. And I'm putting a caveat. It can't be a player from your own team.
Okay.
All right. So start, Mateo. Who's your breakout player? Yeah, I know. That's why I made that caveat, because I knew you was going to say something.
Come back to me.
Julius, you got anybody?
Yeah, we've talked about, I talked about him a little bit when we were talking about the Community Shield. I think the Zolas guy is actually going to be a quality player. Sometimes it's not the flashiest signing. Sometimes it's just someone who has a different style. There's already been a lot of comparisons to him and Trossard, where he's just kind of he has an eye for goal. Apparently, I mean, he came from the Belgium league, but he was an assist machine over there. I'm looking at his numbers last year. Admittedly, it is Club Brugge. He had 21 goals, he had 22 goals and 29 assists. Even if it's a shitty league, or not as quality of a league, the fact that he's doing that, and he's already looking so comfortable during preseason. Yes, today was a preseason game, quote unquote, for my own copium, but with 2 assists on his first competitive game, I think it's pretty impressive. They've been looking for a left winger for a long time. I think he's gonna come good. That's my guy. Well, he's not my guy. Fuck that guy. But but I think he's gonna do really well.
All right, Mateo, you got somebody? Because I don't.
I'm gonna say Florian Wirtz. I think under Iriola, I think maybe you'll get what you paid for, that 100 million. I think maybe with a more energetic, kind of chaotic style, kind of like what happened with Poch and Palmer, where sometimes you'll get a 10 that just thrives off of like aggression. Maybe you'll get $100 million Wirtz. Who knows? I know it's not breakout, but
No, but breakout in comparison to last season. I think that's fair, because he underwhelmed so much last season and was coming off such a high.
Yeah, but he was so really good under at Leverkusen, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no. Leverkusen. Under Xabi Alonso, he was fantastic. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's a player there. You just need a guy.
I fucked myself by saying not my own team. Because I was gonna say Brian Maggio, but I know. He was during the dark times, which was not very many of last season for Arsenal, when they were struggling to find creativity, like we said earlier. Max Dowman was the one that they relied on, a 15-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the flashes we saw last season, because there was times where like they didn't have no idea what to do on offense, and they just gave him the ball and was like, "Hey, try to go do something." And a lot of time he was making stuff happen. So I think he has potential. I mean, he's still very young, so it might not happen. He has to get more minutes, but I think he could potentially be very good for them this season.
I agree with that, and I think that might be hitting upon a little bit of a theme that we might see this season. I think because so many players or so many teams are in transition, a lot of new managers, there's a lot of up and coming teenagers that I think are going to get significant minutes that could potentially break out. Your Magi guy, I if we get Buwadi, I think I listen, it's just clips in the World Cup at this point, but he looks absolute quality. He has ability to run past people. We have a guy named McAdoo who looked great during preseason, who's apparently going to get
academy guy.
Yeah. We us and Chelsea basically have the best academies going right now. So Esteval, I think could look very, very good. Who else? There's another
for us.
Manzambi. I think Rio and Gamoa.
Rio and Gamoa.
I think he's gonna be fantastic if they give him the keys.
Gamoa.
Yeah,
love it. He plays so. He. I think his debut where he had that screamer.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my word.
There's quality there.
So good.
They just have to give him the chances, and I think it could be a season where we have a lot of breakout stars from some of these young guys. If we're not able to acquire enough people to fill up our team, we might have to lean on some youth. You guys might have to lean on some youth.
Us
Chelsea,
100%.
I mean, all you have is youth, except for when they wheel out Danny Welbeck and Henderson.
Let me say, our youth played very well against PSG. By the way, Hemmings and Maggio played very well while Maggio turned the ball over a bunch.
That's right. A goal. Why didn't we talk about the Super Cup so you could be in my misery too? What the hell?
Hold on.
Expectations were way different.
Expectations were way different. Really well.
They played very well.
Is not bad.
We could have won that game.
I know you really could have. Okay,
we could have won. Let me take these next 2 minutes.
Now I feel worse again. Okay,
we played very good. Brian Maggio had was manhandling PSG's defense. I don't remember who it was on that goal where he was leaning all the way to the side and he hit it with his foot and it went in. I was just like, this guy is going to be very good in the future. And everybody on social media was going crazy about who the hell is this 6'2", 235, 17-year-old on Aston Villa.
Sounds
like, yeah, that's our boy right there, academy boy. He's not academy boy, but yeah, I think our youth could potentially see some breakout stars because Hemmings and Maggio played very well in that game.
I should have said Garnacho just to be a shit.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode of the Tap In Podcast. We will catch you next week. Peace out.
Hi, y'all. Yeah, and the season finally